Well, here we are with another project for Party Shop Shenanigans. It's my son Logan with his van, also affectionately known as Ray.
Ray.
Ray. What is it, 1987 G20?
87 Chevy G20.
A Chevin. We love those Chevins.
Yeah.
Picked it up a year ago. He actually spent all last summer living in it in Moab on adventure. Pretty clean, pretty straight. Got a 305 V8 in it. And it had been a camper with the previous owners. And needs all kinds of love. But we have gutted it. Well, Logan has. Go ahead and open it up. Have gutted it, so it's kind of a blank slate again.
Square one, baby.
Square one.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's got that beautiful 1987 burgundy color. Woohoo, yeah.
I'll miss the carpet, that's for sure.
That's right. Got it all emptied out. Gonna turn it into, now that he's got some experience in it, turn it into a little more appropriate living quarters, huh?
Yeah.
What's the back end here look like? It's driven from the Pacific Northwest all the way to Moab and back. You can open up these doors.
Oh, yeah.
To Moab and back already.
Oh. Got a leaky problem in the back corner.
Yeah.
This was our temporary fix before I embarked last summer.
Yeah.
But now the carpet's gone.
But now we'll have a blank slate to know what we're working with. We're going to wire in some LED lighting. Going to put an inverter in, a couple deep cycle batteries here at the back. Up at the front have, I guess up here, kind of a little kitchenette, we'll call it. How's that?
Yeah.
Bed will go across the back here with storage at the rear. And who knows what kind of fancy stuff we'll come up with, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So here is your intro to Ray, our next little parallel project that we're going to embark upon with Party Shop Shenanigans. Well, let's close it up and get it in the shop. And here it comes. All kinds of extra noise going on, I'm sure. A little more. That's good. Yep. A whole brand new adventure. Meanwhile, Stanley is sitting out there all lonely out in the rain. Poor Stanley. It's all right. Stanley will be back in by Sunday night. Okay.
Feels good to see it in dry weather.
That's right. Want to say hi to anybody?
Shout out to Wabi Sabi Moab. Shout out to my friends, all of them.
All three of them?
Yeah.
Hot dog, Manny, Mo, and Jack. Shout out. All right. That's all for now. Well, welcome back. Here we are with a completely different view. This is not a 1962 Chevy C20. This is a 1987 G20 van. This is my son's van. It's his camper. It's his aventure-mobile, and we're doing some work on it to make it an even better adventure-mobile. Hey, this is Bob. Welcome back to Party Shop Shenanigans. We're going to take a little look at some tear out that we've done in this van. We've gutted it all out. Maybe talk briefly about some plans for it. And then I've started some repairs on the floor. You know, anybody could put down a washer or a penny with some goop, but here at Party Shop Shenanigans, we like to make things as difficult as possible, so we're going to weld everything up. So let's take a look at that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here is here's Ray's rear end. Just see what you wanted to see, right? You know, in our family, we always name our vehicles. This happens to be Ray, or Ray, this little old van here. And my son's already lived in it one summer in Moab on adventure, discovered all the things we'd like to do differently, so we gutted it inside and out. Well, I guess mostly inside. And now we're in the process of putting it back together. Now, there were captain's chairs at one point. You can see where that's ground out, those squares. There was a hole here, you see right there, that had a little pocket for a table that would have been an option in this van at some point. That's all come out. So we're welding that up. You know, don't judge the quality of the welds, but I've already done a few of them here. Where these holes are, still need to grind them down, but we're closing everything up and going to make it watertight, airtight, and all beautiful before we start putting things back together. So what am I using to plug these holes with, huh? You know, I guess I could have, with the wire feed welder, built up each hole, one little zap at a time. That does create quite a bit of heat. Plus it's easy to blow through the metal if you do that for a while. So I thought instead I would make use of some scrap that we've got laying around here. This used to be part of a desk filing system, and it's not anymore, as you can see. Just a piece of cleaned up metal. Shout out to Fitzy at Fitzy's Fabrications. Check out his YouTube channel. He's taught me that you can use almost anything. You don't have to go buy it all brand new. Find something, clean it up, make use of it, and try not to drop your nice gauge on the floor in the process. All right, let's set this up, get something stable. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've already done is some work in the van, as you've seen, and I cut out a bunch of little cards, little tabs, gave them a bend, just a little kind of look like the shape on the floor of the van. They're highly precision work, of course, but I'm going to need more, so here's what I did. Using this scrap metal that I have, which happens to be, this is a 23 gauge metal. That's how thick this is. And I know it's 23 gauge because my little gauge that I threw on the floor earlier told me so. It's set up with, I don't know if you can see, a bunch of numbers around there and thickness. And so when I put this on 24, too thick, 23, that's a 23 gauge metal. I tell you that because a lot of automotive stuff is done with 18 gauge and 20 gauge. I'm making just little patches for bolt holes. I'm not worried about structure. And if I am, these bends in here make these pretty rigid anyway. So I've marked out an approximate width that I want. Let's get after it. Okay, now to get this shape that I'm looking for, all I used is, I've got these sheet metal benders here, just a pair of pliers basically. You grip it in and it provides a nice straight edge and you bend it. So again, in the name of supreme accuracy, I'd say that looks pretty close. Give it a little bend that way. And let's see. I've been making them just about like this, kind of a stinker. And voila, we have a bend. And I'll just do this a few more times. And there we have it. Now I have a whole bunch of these little tabs that I can make repairs with. They'll sit on the floor if I've got a hole this way, and this will come up over the rib that's in the floor. Or if I've got a hole up in the rib, this can sit down on the floor, and this will come up on the rib, and I'll cover that up that way. So let me go show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what we have in this van is a number of holes in the floor. This was a bracket that went across for the rear seat. Again, some of these RV conversion videos I've seen online, people will take a washer or they'll take a dime and they'll bend it and then they'll put a dollop of silicone there and walk away from it. We could have done that, but where's the fun in that? So this little tab that I built, I've made a handful of them. I've made it to fit right here. And you can see it doesn't fit real well just yet. Part of that is because I need to fine tune something here. Plug your ears. That'll help a little bit. Okay, so what I've got is this tab, and I want to kind of form it around here, and I'm going to weld it in place. So it's going to be a tough fit. This one, of course, is going to be a booger. That's okay. Okay, this gives me a starting point, and I'm going to see if I can't just tack this little rascal into place. Watch your eyes. Okay. Cool it down. Now it's not so important that I cool this down for warping. I cool this down because I'm a wuss and don't like to burn myself. So, you know, at least I'm honest. All right, let's see if we can work this over a little bit. Okay. All right, so that's not where we stop because that'll still let water in and could be a mess. And where's the fun with just 4 little tack welds when we can burn stuff and really have fun? So let's get this welded up. You'll notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few shots with the welder, and I'm going to stop and blow it off. A few shots with the welder, stop and blow it off. That's just to cool it down. I'm not positive what's underneath here. I don't want it to get over hot and start a fire. I don't want to burn this carpet up either. So here we go. Boy, I wish I could see. I realized what's missing was that flashlight I had back here. Okay, so that's ugly. This is a terrible bunch of welding, but I'm an old fat guy laying on my belly in the back of a Chevy van. And there was no girl that was barefoot like in the song. And so, you know, a welder's best friend's a 4-inch grinder. So I'll get in, I'll clean this all up. But I've got a number of other holes to fix. Go ahead and pan around here. Got a hole here and back behind Logan there and right under him. So lots of work to do here still. And I'm just going to carry on, get this all buttoned up. And I know you're there someplace. And hopefully there's a glow all around me. The light of Bob at Pardee's Shop Shenanigans. Stick around next week. I'll have some updates on this, as well as Logan and I are laying out a rack for the roof on this to put a 6-foot by 10-foot deck up above for him to spend his summer. That's going to be good stuff. Hey, hit that like button down below if you would. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend or 10 or 30 about Pardee's Shop Shenanigans here. And this little parallel project with the C20 pickup is this G20 Chevy van. We're going to make it a great living space. Go out, make somebody smile today. Remember, I want your comments. Be honest, but be kind.